All right. There we go. We got to get a round of applause for that. And speaking of the Artist Reach talk show, we have to give a big shout out to Justin Brodsky, CEO, Michael Anati, CEO, Jason Villalba, and Oliver Villalba for all their hard work as executive directors for the Artist Reach family. We'd like to thank you, Justin Brodsky, for keeping the dream alive for all those up-and-coming artists out there and providing artist services on the internet. Also, want to mention our charity for muscular dystrophy. If you would like to, please do make a donation in the name of muscular dystrophy. It's a good cause. Any amount will do, and that'll get you on the roster for the Artist Reach family. And, also want to promote Spreaker.com. Spreaker, for all of your podcasting needs, go to Spreaker.com and you will be global. You will be global, people. You will be in London, England, Paris, France, China, you name it, Timbuktu. What are some other crazy places, Stephen?
Syracuse, New York.
Syracuse, New York, Chicago, Illinois, Los Angeles, California, you name it, you'll be there with Spreaker.com. Now, we've got two more tracks from this untapped talent from Syracuse, New York. This is Will Live by Stephen Douglas Wolfe. You can find him on iTunes. Remember, that's Stephen with a PH and Wolf with an E. This is Will Live.
Stronger than I am. Well, maybe that's the reason I'm so tired, and I can never go through that again. But if we hold our breath until our lips turn blue, the water's cold and flows from us around. Let it go. Don't worry about what might have been. We'll live. Brother, I was losing focus. It took a lot of rains to pull me in, but never have I once looked back and wondered if everything was different, what then? But if we hold our breath until our lips turn blue, water's cold, it flows from us surrounding room. Just let it go. Don't worry about what might have been. We'll live. Mother, I'm sorry if I hurt you, and if I ever made you feel ashamed. 'Cause mother, I'd be lost without you, and I don't wanna cause you any pain. But if we hold our breath until our lips turn blue,
Hey, we're back, and we have just listened to Will Live by Stephen Douglas Wolfe. That's spelled with a PH and an E for Wolf on iTunes, Spotify, Amazon, or go to StephenWolfe.com to get your album pressed in vinyl, people. You can get it in vinyl, along with other merchandise being sold by the Stephen Douglas Wolfe Group. Stephen, how are you today? I didn't even ask you this on the air. How are you doing today, man?
You know what? All things considered, I'm all right. It was a tough morning to wake up, but I've been working away all day in my office at home. So keeping the news off and keeping my mind off of what's going on in the real world and just listening to great music all day long has been quite a good escape. So despite all things happening in the news, I'm having a good day. I'm having a real good day. I've got a show tonight here in town, opening for LP, who's a really exciting artist, and a band called Ugly Sun from Buffalo, New York. So really looking forward to that. Looking forward to kind of getting together with a whole bunch of people that are interested in the creative arts this evening. And hopefully the place will be filled and we'll all kind of have a good cry together.
All right, now you wrote a song that was inspired by this Trump catastrophe, so to speak.
Yeah.
Can you tell us a little bit about this song?
Yeah, so it's funny. It's one of those that kind of came out of nowhere. You know, as most artists will probably agree from a songwriting perspective, that there's a good deal of songs that you have to work at. You have to work really hard at, and can take days or weeks or months or something. I have songs that have taken me years to write, and then there's the ones that just sort of pop into your brain. You can't do anything but put them down. And I was actually rehearsing for an acoustic show in it was maybe July, and it was just strumming on an old song of mine, and then this idea popped into my head, and I'd been considering writing some sort of protest song, if you will, for a few days, but hadn't really had any great solid ideas for it, and then this just kind of happened. And I'm proud of the song for a few reasons. One, it's catchy, it's easy to listen to. Two, it's pretty universal. I mean, if you dig pretty deep, there's some pretty universal themes in there that don't even necessarily have to do with Trump if you don't want them to. But at the end of the day, it's certainly about the guy. You know, I reference his love for the term bigly, and that's kind of the biggest clue. And it's cool how it's sort of evolved in meaning. So it was written during the campaign season, and the chorus echoes, it says, I will not run. And when originally penned, it was intended to be sung from Trump's perspective, and him kind of like second-guessing his and coming to the decision that I will not run, and I'll pay for the things that I've done and I've not done. And, you know, obviously now, as of, an hour and a half ago, he is it hurts to say, but he is the president. And so at this point, it sort of evolved, that chorus has evolved, and now I'm singing it, and I will not run for my duties as an artist and as a creative person and as someone who believes in equality for all and all of the things that Trump opposes, to speak out and to do what I can and do my part to make sure that the arts aren't going anywhere, that people do get respect, that we're not going to build a fucking wall, that, I don't know, just whatever I can do to make my voice heard. That's my responsibility, so I will not run from that. And another reason I'm really proud of it is I got a whole bunch of really, really great, talented musicians and artists from Syracuse. It would take me 20 minutes to name all of them, so I'll just thank Syracuse in general. To come into the studio and to sing the gang vocals at the end of the song, that's where it really kind of gets. You know, the first couple times I heard the final mix of this song, it legit made me tear up, and to say that about one of my own songs is something that's kind of cool, because, you know, sometimes it's tough for your own tunes to resonate with yourself the way they do with other people, but when it's something like this that you're so passionate about, and you get to hear it for the first time with all of those voices on top of it, and it's such a great call to arms, well, not to arms, but a call to unity and we will rise. We won't be taken in by all your lies. It's an anthem, and I'm really, really proud of it.
All right, without any further ado, I give you Believe Me by Stephen Douglas Wolfe.
When I wake up too early, the summer sun on my face, I feel the air from the street outside my window, and the birds sing a tune for me. The second cup finally stirs me, around my moment is end. I tune in and tune out to hear you screaming, but you don't answer for the things you said. And I will not run, I'll pay for the things that I've done and not done. When the time comes to choose, and my ego has been bruised on our last shot, and I will not run. You speak of actions in theory, and practice hate with routine. Say you're the smartest and brightest, but then you use words like bigly and run from truth that's so plainly seen. I can't blame you for being simple, it's just a hand you were dealt. But the danger lies in spreading those fears, so go and peddle them to someone else. Stay with me, I will not run, I'll pay for the things that I've done and not done. When the time comes to choose, and my ego has been bruised on our last shot, I will not run. And I will not run, I'll pay for the things that I've done and not done. When the time comes to choose, and my ego has been bruised on our last shot, but I will not run, I will not run, I'll pay for the things that I've done and not done. When the time comes to choose, and my ego has been bruised on our last shot, but I will not run, I will not run.
All right, that was Believe Me by Stephen Douglas Wolfe. A little commentary, a little bit about what's going on in the political scene nowadays, and yeah. You know what that means.